Far in the past, a war between good and evil is about to begin. The only one who can make a difference is the one who can wield the sword of light, the golden dragon. Hey guys, this is Afraid, and you are watching League of Gods. Let's get into it. During the kingdom of King Zhou, an official enters his bedroom and is devoured by the monstrous tails of Daji, his concubine. Outside their city, several warriors inside a metal chariot discuss their strategies to free the invisible people and their leader from King Zhou's prison. The story goes that the king has been bewitched by Daji, the concubine with tails. A soldier proposed to kill the witch, but the commander said only Master Zhang could kill her, and suddenly, Zhang Zia appeared among them, who with absurd ease deformed the sword of a warrior. Master Zhang tells them that when King Zhou was younger, he allowed himself to be possessed by the Black Dragon in his quest for power. The only one who knew how to kill the Black Dragon was the leader of the invisible people, the Grand Elder. He could see into the past and the future, so he knew what the fate of the Black Dragon would be and how to defeat it. Afterward, Master Zhang flew away. Inside the city, King Zhou and Daji hold a festival and torture the leader of the invisible people to predict the future of the Black Dragon. In the meantime, the team of warriors was heading to the Grand Elder's prison as Ji Lei, through his powers, heard the invisible people speak. During the journey, they find resistance, and Ji Lei has to fight against dozens of soldiers. Ji Lei, a member of the Wing Adept tribe, uses his powers to destroy the metal bars that seal the invisible people, even though he was warned not to use them there. While they were freeing the invisible people, the Grand Elder showed King Zhou a vision of himself begging for mercy and disintegrating. After that, the king ordered his guards to remove the eyes of the leader of the invisible people. After freeing the children, the warriors head to the festival, but first, they must escape from the guards. They managed to do so only because of the magical powers of the invisible people, who have teleported the warriors along with them. But it wasn't over, because they still had to rescue the Grand Elder. In the meantime, Zhang Zia arrives to interrupt the festival and stop time, but is attacked by the nine-tailed witch. In fact, Daji, through a spell, makes Zhang Zia become younger and younger. At that point, the Grand Elder, in order to save him, gouges out an eye and throws it towards Daji to distract her, but is instead destroyed by her tails. In the meantime, the warriors had also arrived at the party, but it was almost over. Zhang Zia escapes to his crane with one of the chief's eyes, while the other eye is obtained by Daji. The warriors return to their capital, and Ji Lei tries to grow wings, but to no avail. King Ji Chan asks Zhang Zia to use the leader's eye to find a way to defeat King Zhou and the Black Dragon. The master, thanks to the eye of the leader of the invisible people, manages to find a way to defeat the Black Dragon. The secret was to use the sword known as the Sword of Light, which can only be used by the chosen hero, Golden Dragon. They must find the sword before the three suns converge, in which the Black Dragon will be released. But while doing so, Zhang Zia becomes younger, as he has been warned that Daji has cast a spell on him that reverses his age, and for every time he uses his magic, the accelerated aging occurs. In the meantime, Ji Lei tried for the umpteenth time to fly, but failed. He was a part of the tribe wing, but he was the only one who still couldn't fly. Ji Lei volunteers to find the sword, and Zhang Zia tells him that he must carry 3 gifts of the Spring of Life. He conjures up an egg from the well, from which a child named Naza emerges. He was full of energy and could not sit still. Ji Lei and Naza depart to a desolate heath, where the first of Zhang Zia's gifts, a one-eyed plant, gives advice to Ji Lei. Meanwhile, Shen Ganbao builds and animates an automation and orders her to find and kill Ji Lei. On the way, Ji Lei and the plant find Naza buried, and Ji Lei pulls him out by grabbing him by the hair. Suddenly, Naza pulled out 4 more hands and started running away, playing with the plant. Ji Lei stops him with his powers, but the 3 are interrupted and chased by a legendary centipede-like desert worm. The worm seemed to only follow the plant, but Ji Lei managed to stop it by combining his power with the 2 swords. Naza steals Ji Lei's second gift, a baby dragon prince whose growth was stunted by Naza, and subdues the rapidly grown Naza by spitting a gas at him, rendering him unconscious as he turns him into an adult. Upon awakening, Ji Lei forces him to help him find the Sword of Light, promising that he will help Naza find his fire wheels. Ji Lei and Naza come across a series of pillars inside a swamp, which turns into a desert palace, where a hermit manipulates the sand with magic. The hermit was forming the lightning bolt of heaven from the sand. When Naza tried to catch it, the hermit attacked him by manipulating the earth. Naza tried to attack him with his alpha rings, but to no avail. After the 3 of them attacked all together, the hermit transformed into another person that Ji Lei seemed to know. He was a warrior who had been bewitched by Daji, and now wanted only one thing: to kill her her forever. Ji Lei gives the warrior the third of Zhanzia's gifts, his faithful dog Sky. He then leaves them to find his golden armor. Through the navigator, Ji Lei and Naza go to a port where the former meets a beautiful woman who entertains children with growing butterflies, whose name is Lan Di. Actually, the automation that was supposed to kill him. In fact, she had gone into hiding afterward to relay the information to Shengon. As Ji Lei left, the plant told him that he needed to find a Tai sorceress who would use his dreams to read his mind. After being awakened by the plant, Lan Di steals the artifact they use as a ship to sail from the harbor, and Naza follows them. That ship is supposed to sail to any place its user desires. As they sailed, Lan Di talked about the Sword of Light, and the guys didn't understand how she knew where they wanted to go. As Naza torments Lan Di, the little prince blows gas on Naza again to put him to sleep and make him a child again. During the night, Lan Di reveals to Ji Lei that she could see into the minds of others, and suddenly, Shengon Bao begins to take away her memories once again. At dawn, Lan Di was able to remember yesterday's day thanks to Ji Lei's powers, but the latter still didn't know that Lan Di wasn't on his side. Ji Lei doesn't understand why the ship is going into the middle of the ocean, but it's actually because someone else, the baby dragon, has controlled the ship to return to his father's palace. As the Dragon Prince happily sings, the Dragon King of the East Sea hears this and orders his giant octopus to bring Naza and her son back to him. In no time at all, the octopus easily picked up Naza and the Dragon Prince and brought them to the Dragon King of the East Sea. While in the palace by the sea, Naza asked the Dragon King to return his wheels of fire. The Dragon King orders his guards to attack Naza, but it is impossible to catch him. Then Naza brought out the alpha annelids that looked like donuts. Nevertheless, Naza was too skilled and fast. It was impossible to catch him. On the contrary, Naza can defeat them with ease with his urine and gas. The Dragon King realizes that there is no point in trying to capture him and gives Naza the wheels of fire and receives the little Dragon Prince in return. With the wheels of fire, Naza transforms into an adult and flies away. The ship is now able to fly to Ji Lei's former home, which is now in ruins. Among the stones, he also found the totem of the Wing tribe. In that place, Ji Lei begins to remember everything. His tribe was attacked, and out of fear, he didn't have the courage to fly anymore. Ji Lei uses his powers to rebuild the great totem pole that represented his tribe, and so he finds the Sword of Light, which is guarded by several fast-moving rings surrounding his floating island. Behind them, Shengon Bao arrives with a fleet of flying ships. Ji Lei didn't understand how he knew where he was, and then Lan Di reveals to him that she is the one who brought him here. Ji Lei didn't seem to care, and with his powers, he threw a stone at a ship and knocked down dozens of soldiers. While Ji Lei is captured, an enemy soldier tries to pull out his sword, but is immediately killed and turned to dust. At that point, Lan Di sacrificed herself. Lan Di overcomes the rapid rings and retrieves the sword, but inadvertently destroys the rings and wipes out Shengon Bao and his fleet. Lan Di falls, but is saved by Ji Lei, who develops wings and takes Lan Di, who was about to die, to see the sunset. Afterward, Lan Di turns into a wooden doll and he lets her rest on Sword Island, taking the sword with him. When he notices the suns begin to converge, he rushes with Naza and Erling Shen, who found his golden armor, to the capital, which is now besieged by another fleet of flying ships from King Zhou. As Zhang Zia struggles to properly use the city's defense system, Daji again uses his magic to revive Shengon Bao, which turns him into an invincible monster. Meanwhile, the enemies managed to enter the city, and the warriors were defending it with all their energy and powers. During the fight, Ji Lei's father was thrown from the mountain, but Ji Lei managed to save him thanks to his wings. Everyone looked at Ji Lei with pride. He finally managed to develop his wings after all these years. The three heroes return with the Sword of Light to find that Zhanzia has become a little boy. Daji's spell was stronger than they thought. Meanwhile, Shengon Bao, transformed into a hideous creature, starts attacking the three heroes. Although they were fighting 3-1, apparently the monster was fighting back quite easily. In fact, it captures and throws away Naza, who is then rescued by Ji Lei. Later, the giant monster hit the ground with his big chain and couldn't pull it out anymore. Taking advantage of the situation, Naza cuts the chain with the fiery wheels. After that, the giant threw a sharp splinter at Ji Chan and killed him. With his last breath, Ji Chan hands over his command and sword to his son, Jifa. Jifa rushes to the Fountain of Life and dives in to charge the sword. As the heroes lure Shengon Bao into the Spring of Life, Jifa emerges as the Golden Dragon with his loaded sword and new gold armor and kills the monster with one blow. The film ends with Jifa mobilizing his forces for a counterattack and flying his fortress into Shang's kingdom, while King Zhou transforms into the Black Dragon, waiting for the heroes to attack, with a small Zhanzia in their possession. Hope you enjoyed this this video? If you did, then find out what horrible thing thieves find in the basement of an old blind marine.